The clinking of crystal was the first sound. Then, the laughter, sharp, self-satisfied. It was my wife, Sarah's, mother, Evelyn's 55th birthday. A perfect, suffocating tableau of family wealth and forced smiles. I was seated at the edge of the mahogany table, observing, always observing. Evelyn rose, her face flushed with champagne and triumph. She raised a glass toward me, not a toast, an execution. "Starting today," she announced, her voice carrying across the room, metallic and final, "your $5,500 paycheck and all future bonuses go into the family fund." I felt the blood drain from my face, but the mask didn't slip. Stillness. A deep, cold stillness. "If you disagree," she added, her eyes narrowing in challenge, "don't come back." I shifted my gaze to Sarah. She was seated beside her mother, and she nodded. A tight, practiced motion. Not shock, not regret, complicity. It was never about money. It was about ownership. I didn't react. My internal monologue, a screaming siren moments before, became a calm, strategic drone. I lowered my own glass slowly, placing it precisely on the coaster. The silence from my end was a weapon. I leaned toward Sarah, my voice a whisper, quiet enough that only she could hear the ice behind the words. "You're not serious." Her eyes, beautiful and empty, confirmed it. "It's for the family, Mark. Be practical." Practical, the word of the manipulator. I pushed my chair back, slowly, deliberately. The scrape of wood on the stone floor was the loudest sound in the room. I stood up. I didn't look at Evelyn. I didn't look at Sarah. I walked out without another word. The door closed with a muffled thud. That night, alone in the small apartment I had paid for, the one they called temporary, the true nature of the betrayal settled in. It wasn't just financial abuse. It was a planned, emotional coup. Evelyn had always resented my independence. Sarah had always valued her mother's approval more than my heart. But the nod, the calculated timing, the public humiliation, it was a final severing. My mind raced back. The secret accounts Evelyn always mentioned. Sarah's sudden, insistent push for me to set up direct deposit for my paycheck just 2 months ago. The small, dismissive way they spoke about my job, a job that was supporting their entire facade of luxurious indolence. They needed the money. They always needed the money. But why the desperation now? I began the investigation immediately. I didn't contact a lawyer. Lawyers are messy. I needed surgical precision. I was the financial analyst in my day job. This was simply a deeply personal audit. My first move was digital. I logged into Sarah's cloud backup, a password she never thought to change. I wasn't looking for text messages. I was looking for patterns, the paper trail, the hidden debts. I found the files nested in a folder marked Invoices. Not invoices for the boutique clothes they bought, but for a holding company. A shell corporation Evelyn owned, registered in the Cayman Islands. It was complex, messy, and on the verge of total collapse. The company was a black hole. My $5,500 wasn't family savings. It was a desperate, monthly patch to prevent a massive financial implosion. The deeper I dug, the clearer the picture. Evelyn had secretly bankrupted herself on bad investments, using the family's name and leverage. The mansion they lived in, the one they never let me contribute to the mortgage for, was collateral. They hadn't wanted my money until the danger became existential. Then came the final gut-wrenching piece of evidence. A scanned document tucked away, a quitclaim deed. Sarah's signature. She had quietly signed over her interest in the entire family estate to Evelyn 6 months ago, guaranteeing her mother full control of the assets and, by extension, the liabilities in exchange for a guaranteed small annuity. She chose the annuity over the partnership. She chose safety over me. She set the trap. The final piece clicked. If Evelyn's shell company collapsed, it would take down the entire estate, including Sarah's entire promised future. My paycheck wasn't for the family. It was a desperate attempt to shore up an empty vault and secure Sarah's small annuity. A few hours after I left the party, the phone rang. It was Sarah. Her voice was high-pitched, thin. Panic. "Mark, where are you? You need to come home." I listened to her breath catch, her terror palpable. "The funds. We can't access the accounts. The deposit didn't go through. Evelyn is hysterical." I had done it. Immediately after leaving the party, I had placed a permanent stop on the direct deposit and liquidated my entire emergency savings, transferring it to a new, secure account. It was the first time in years I had felt power. "You're right, Sarah," I said, my voice calm, flat. "The deposit didn't go through." She stammered. "But you have to. We need it. The fund." "The family fund is bankrupt, Sarah," I cut her off. I had the documents open on my screen, the evidence of the shell company's debt staring me in the face. And since I am no longer part of your family, as per your mother's instruction, I am no longer contributing. I let the silence hang there, heavy with her realization. She understood. The small monthly patch was gone. The dam was about to burst. "I have the quitclaim deed, Sarah," I whispered, delivering the final blow. "You signed your life away 6 months ago. You left me nothing. Now I leave you everything." I hung up before the sound of her broken sob could reach me. I looked at my phone, disconnected now. No regret. Just a vast, cold emptiness where my love for her used to be. They had tried to own me. They had tried to break me financially and emotionally. They ended up only breaking themselves. I packed one bag: the passport, the new bank details, the plane ticket I had bought for myself an hour ago. Not to Rome, but to a place where the names Thorne and Evelyn were meaningless. My life was reduced to a carry-on, and yet I had never felt more free. The only thing I lost was an illusion. The only thing they lost was everything.